Growing up as a kid, let's see, I've always wanted to do fashion since I was a little girl. I used to cut up my socks and dress my my doll babies. My stepmom used to be so angry. She used to be like, every term that it's time to go back to school, Grace doesn't have socks. Like that's one thing she always has to go out and buy. It was very it was very stressful for her. But that's where my dad knew, okay, this was where my passion and what my skill he kind of gave him a perspective of where he should help me towards. And like in high school, I did social and arts, just to keep me on this lane, to get me prepared for this whole situation that I'm in now, that I can actually do fashion. And I'm a quick learner with it because it's something that I've grown up, wanting to do and having passion for and being on the lane for it. And that's pretty much me at this point. And right now I'm trying to, I just finished university at UCLan, Lancashire, Preston. So I want to basically, I want to get my foundation started for my business. I want to have my own fashion line. And this coronavirus has just come and put its own menu on the year. So we're flowing with the COVID right now.
Yeah, but in terms of starting your own fashion line, you've already started that one, haven't you? You've already started that journey, haven't you?
Yes. I've already started the journey, to be fair. The thing is just that I've built the foundation, which is already solid. It's just to have everything set, like website, like things like that. These are things that are now going to be coming up, because like when I was running this, when I was running my fashion line and being in college, I would lie to you, it was the most toughest time. I've had to even, like, I have a factory back home that I'm no longer working with, because I had to managing them being in uni. My relatives, my aunt decided she wanted the factory for herself. I was like, that whole battle was draining for me. I had to let it go. I had to just be like, you know what, Grace, this is something you want to do and you have the vision. Just go for it, because I couldn't start fighting battles that are just going to keep me from not doing what I'm meant to do. Do you understand? Things like this can actually destroy people's destinies. You have to be in control of your own energy, your own light. And I figured, it's best for me to finish before starting all over again. So I had to drop everything that I was doing. So now I know I have a very strong foundation. I'm a good designer and I can also sew. So now it's just to kickstart everything in a proper way that people can relate to me as a business and take me seriously.
Okay, Grace. The little story you just gave now, about partnership with your relative back home. When you say back home, you mean Nigeria, right?
Yes, Nigeria.
Okay. So what were the lessons learned from that? What did you gain from that partnership, from that experience?
First of all, what I learned was that I always used to have a problem thinking that, okay, I knew what I did was good, but I didn't know if people saw what I did as good, if there was a market for me out there. So working with them back home, having a bigger scale to produce, I did find out that there were a lot of people that would actually love to buy my designs and they would love to patronize me. And then the other lesson that I learned from it was that if you want to have a business, you have to be there and you have to be in control. If not, you can't just trust anybody. Not even, people always used to say like family and business don't mix. And there's a reason they say it, because jealousy comes into it. Who wants to be boss? Who doesn't want to be boss? Sometimes they could just hate the fact that you're above them and you're telling them what to do, and they'll just mess the whole thing up. And when you let go, you see that it's not like they couldn't do the job you asked them to do. They just wanted to be the ones in charge and do it for themselves. So it's always good to have your own thing going on and be present. Like, this business now that I'm having to build again and put myself, because being in control of it, I'm the one doing everything from scratch, from design to making, I'm the one having my own quality control, my own production. And the more I'm going to push this way, I know, yes, it's going to put me on a bigger scale, that when I start having the proper customers and everything that, I have and I want, and where I get to where I want to be, it would even make it more easier, because I'm growing strong, just already being in control, if that makes any sense.
Yeah. That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Great, Grace. Your fashion line is Odofe Designs. I know building a brand, the name really matters.
Yeah.
What inspired that name? How did you come up with that name?
Well, Udofe is actually my name. It's part of my name. It's my grandfather's name. Gave that name to my dad. It means river of wealth.
Oh, yeah, nice.
Yeah, that's the name. And growing up, because we're royalty back home.
Mm-hmm.
So growing up with my grandfather had this business called UMI. That's Udofe Industrial Limited. Mm-hmm. It makes metal and I forgot, it's been a while I've been back home. But I wanted to build the legacy from what my grandfather had, because that was what really inspired me to be this independent woman, to be wanting to work for myself, to get something done, because I was at home where I was seeing different different parts of the world were coming down just to see my grandfather for things that he was doing in Nigeria. It was mad. He was working with China. He was working with people in America, Australia, Pakistan, a lot of even nearby African presidents, ministers were coming all the way to Akoko Edo just to work with my grandfather's factory. And it was also called Udofe. So since he passed away and everything, I just felt like I also wanted to put that legacy out there. And when people search Udofe Designs, they can also see where other things what Udofe has done for the community, and where that name actually came from, almost like legacy from my grandfather.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
I know, you're in the design, fashion design business, which is quite, different from what your grandfather did,
Yeah.
But in terms of, personal branding, and what your grandfather has done, how do you hope to stand out from other brands out there? Because the story you just gave now, your grandfather stood out, he worked a lot of people, how do you want to replicate that for yourself?
Well, I think it's also basically, it's almost the same thing for me, because I feel like there's one thing that, that happens a lot in Nigeria, which is imports, So I want to, although yes, I know everybody has to start from somewhere. So I'm working my way towards giving back to my community, because, God doesn't bless you for you, He blesses you for your people. So once you have that mindset, you also have to know what is it that God is going to bless you with, that you can give back to your people. And what I've noticed is why I got my factory back home. The reason why I have a factory is because I wanted to help in slowing down the importations of outfits and fabrics. When we Africans, we have our style, and we have the fabrics. We can make our own stuff. You understand? We can make the money within the community to build a better Nigeria. So this is something that I've been planning and I've been looking forward to since I was a kid. To bring back and help, because we also could have foreigners come in to also help the factories, give people jobs. Imagine having a fashion factory where you have over 1,000 to 200,000 workers just to build the community. There are a lot of other countries that we go to, like China and the others. This is how they build their community, when we go and give them these clothes and these lines and stuff. And this is something that is very teachable. People can learn it, So the community can also have that for itself. No?
Okay. Good. That's good. So being creative, is one of your things. Being in a fashion, industry, Now, what inspires you, to be creative, as to say, and I've been through your
Yeah.
page, your Instagram page, I've seen that, your stuff there are mind blowing, very
Oh,
creative,
thank you.
And now, how do you get that creativeness? What inspires you to be more creative?
Well, I would say, first of all, like, fashion is something that's already a part of me. Sometimes I could just be cooking or drinking tea and I could just see a design. It just comes to me like vision or something. Sometimes, but most times, what makes me more creative is Alexander McQueen. I love that man so much. He's my mentor, even if he's no more. But I always still go back to him. I always still watch his videos, still see his collections, and I'm just mind blown. Like, wow, this is a true legacy, like it's really inspiring how someone can be so hardworking. He felt like he wasn't enough, and even in his death, like he's still one of the top designers. Like the things that they still create is just mind blowing. Like it inspires me a lot to keep pushing and keep knowing what I can put out there. Do you understand?
Okay, good,
Yeah.
good. So now, in doing all that, now, do you have a team at the moment? Like,
No,
okay,
actually,
you're the creative person. You're the person
yeah.
that does all the social media,
Yes.
marketing,
Yes.
accounting.
Yes.
So, out of everything I mentioned now, yeah, and if you were asked to assign a role to someone, okay,
Mm-hmm.
I would give up this part of the job to someone else. What would that part be, and why?
Okay. Well, there are like three things I'll be ready to give up. There'll be like three things I'm ready to give up. First, I'll give up the social media part, the social media
Uh,
promoting part.
oh my
I would
God.
need someone to take over. I would need someone to take over that part because sometimes I can be trying to be playful and my captions just rub someone else somewhere the wrong way. And I'm just like, what's going on here? And my friends are sending it to me like, Grace, what do you mean? What's me? What's this? So I'm like, this is what happened. They're like, no, it doesn't sound like that's what happened. So I think if I was to give someone a role, I'll give the person my social media, like to do the promoting and image and everything, because sometimes people don't get you. You don't know who's out. You don't, as in, I don't even know how else to explain it. I think I've already explained it the
Yeah,
best
yeah.
way that
Social media is a big place, and you don't know who's watching, who's listening.
exactly. You might just want to be yourself today, and people might just not be having it.
And you don't want to offend anybody as well.
Exactly. So that's one role that I can spare myself the hustle.
And what is the
And
second one?
then the second one will be money. Oh my God, I need an accountant because I need someone to control my finances. Because I can be like, okay, this is something I want to do. This is something I want to save. This is something I want to this and this and this and this and lay everything out. And I can just be on social media and just see like, oh, there's this new facial thing that's out, this face steamer, this spa thing. I'm just gonna buy it. The money is there. And then when I remember that, oh, this is what I was saving for, I'm like, I want to have to start working all over again. So I think I'll get an accountant. That's the second thing, to
Mhm.
manage the finance so that I don't just buy whatever I desire. Instead of, working for that one, I can just, if I have an accountant, they'll just be like, no, you can't.
Yes,
You
yes.
have to get
Someone
more, and
to
then,
someone to set you
you know,
straight.
yeah, because once I have money, I can just buy what I like at the time, So, and it's not really good. It's good to save. Everybody needs to learn how to save,
Yeah,
because
yeah,
you don't know
definitely.
what's gonna happen in the future.
Absolutely.
Then the last thing I'll do is, I think, my sewing. I don't want to stop, but I think I would like someone to join me, which is what I'm still working towards, because with time I will get, I'll get people that would work with me. Do you understand? And we all have to make money as well from it. So, yeah, because the sewing sometimes can be overwhelming, because like handling 2 jobs, it's not easy. It's really not easy. Sometimes you don't get the rest that you deserve. And to just have that time, sometimes I can say, okay, I want to take like 3 days off and just rest. But by the second day, it feels like you've not worked for like 2 weeks. You're like, no, you can't continue. You can't continue this way.
Yeah.
You have to go back to work because bills have to be paid. You need money for this, you need money for that. But I feel like if I have someone that is handling the making and everything with me, that way I can focus more on producing, and then I can focus more on my fashion and maybe less of care home. Care home can be like what is my part-time, because right now my passion is my part-time, which is supposed to be the other way around.
Yeah,
Do you understand?
Yeah, but with time, that scale would shift, wouldn't it?
Yes, it would with time.
Okay, fine. So I haven't said that. What would you say are some of the challenges, that are in your industry, people in the fashion industry face? What are these challenges?
I think some of the challenges, to be fair, I don't really know where to place my finger on it to say that this is what my fashion industry people are facing, because to be fair, everyone has their own style, they have their own market strategy, and they have their own audience. So it depends on what people want, and that's why everybody can be in the sky and fly.
Mm-hmm.
So I wouldn't know exactly what to say is a problem in the industry, but the only thing I can say is we need more of like sustainable fashion, because like having so much people in the industry, even those that don't even study fashion these days, you see them with retail stores. I think it's what is making the fashion industry more, is a bit more toxic, because there's too much fabrics out there. There's too much, beads and stuff. It's also destroying a little bit of the land, because before we were using proper wool and things that were good for our skin, and now we're using stuff like polyester to create garments, because they're making garments on high demands, and stuff like that. So it's kind of the problem in the fashion industry is just the demands, the clothes that we have at this era is so much, the production of clothes and everything, because business wise fashion makes a lot of money. So, but then on the other hand, that people are not seeing is that it's also destroying the planet in some ways. Do you understand that? The people don't understand, and it's not good.
Okay.
I wish we could work on that. Maybe the next generation, they'll figure out a way to handle this problem.
Well said, Grace. Well said. So yeah, now you've said that, and that will probably lead me to asking the challenges now, the mistake that people make in your industry as well. Mistakes could be, like you said something some couple of minutes ago, like saying people need to probably go to a proper fashion school before they dive into fashion. So would you say those are part of the mistakes that people make as well in the fashion industry?
Yeah. Well, I feel like it's not more of a mistake. I think it's more of a business choice, because I don't feel like they know much about like what fashion is about. They just buy trends,
Mm-hmm.
cheapen
Mm-hmm.
the market as business to just sell off, and this is what is also causing like problems in the fashion industry, because when you buy clothes of quality, you're supposed to
Mm-hmm.
spend enough money on good quality that at least your money is well spent. But when you buy really affordable cheap clothes that, how would I put that, is not good quality, first these are clothes that won't last. You buy, you throw away, you buy, you throw away. It's not good on the economy, It's not good with the land, like, because all this now is creating more demands on those what's it called, on those companies that produce the clothes. It's more chemicals, it's more dyes into our seas, and this, we forget that if we're poisoning the water, we're poisoning the fish. If we don't care about the fish, then we don't care about what we eat, because we eat the fish. So we're literally still poisoning ourselves just to look good. Then we start seeing things like different type of diseases, and liver is down, and this, you're wondering how somebody that doesn't drink had just, the liver is shut down, and you're like, wow, what happened? But we don't know where these problems are coming from. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's true. You're absolutely right, because we need to take care of the environment, so that we will able to,
So that's what I'm saying. Like, people with fashion, people that do go the 4 years to go through the university, these are things that you get to learn. These are things that you get to know, because they teach you the importance of quality, the importance of sustainability, the importance of trying not to destroy the planet, even if because fashion is an art. Is expressing yourself, but then you don't have to express yourself in a way that is going to destroy the planet, because we still need to live in the planet, don't we? But people who just see fashion as a business choice, they don't know these things, and they just continue to, first they reduce the market, and then what happens after that is that they start to create massive high demands that's actually creating more chemicals that's destroying the planet.
Wow. So having said that, Grace, what will be your suggestion to having a more eco-friendly fashion environment?
First, okay, so problem solving for this situation, I think the first thing will be to first work on fashion sustainability. I think the fashion industry should find a way to, when people throw these garments away that is creating high demand, before like reproducing and stuff like that, they should find a way to first resource it back into the market. Because there's this thing where we do that is zero waste, that I learned at the university, that's called zero waste. It's like bringing old clothes and stuff that has been used before and making it into new garments. So what it should be is that when people have outshined this trend, instead of just throwing the trends away, they should recreate it in a way that it can come back. Maybe the styling, maybe the beading, maybe something, embroidery or something. Like, they need to bring it back into the market so that it gets sold out again and not just go into waste. You get, like, there are so many people as well on the streets, like, they don't even have clothes, they don't even have what to wear. I think people as well, when they are done with clothes, instead of just throwing it away, they can go into charity homes, they can sell it off there, so at least other people get to wear it, and people just, I think it's just about recycling. I think the clothes should be recycled and not just given into waste or just dumped anywhere, because that way it's not eco-friendly.
Yeah, you're right. So Grace, you've kicked off your fashion, career. You've done well for yourself. Along the way, do you have anybody you like a mentor? I know you look up to Alexander McQueen. But do you have someone? Do you have someone that teaches you the day-to-day styling? How you should do certain trends. Like having a mentor really in whatever you do.
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I do. First of all, I have 3 mentors. Very necessary.
Okay.
The first one, he's my foundation teacher, Mr. Ninth. Oh, he taught me so much. I'll show you this jacket.
Okay, let me see.
Can you see?
Wow, nice.
When I wanted to make a winter collection, he literally taught me how to make this from start to finish.
Wow, nice, amazing.
I know that's a dashiki winter jacket right there. That saved
Amazing.
me over 300 pounds going to M&S or one of them designers just to buy a nice winter jacket.
Wow. So are you gonna mass produce that? Like, is that your new collection? Is that part of your new collection?
Well, I have so much collections. I have collection that was going to last me from now till next year, December. I have so much collections that I want to bring out. But I think I'm working for this one for winter.
Okay.
Because what I'm trying to do is I want to get the right patterns. For now, I can only make my pattern, but I'm trying to get like bespoke patterns that is for every size, and then I can mass produce. Then I can bring it out. So the collection is not necessarily for this year, or it's for when it's gonna be ready.
That material you use for that's a if I'm right, that's kente, right?
Yes, that's Kente.
Okay, fine. So where do you source your materials from? Kente is Ghana, but do you get them from
Yes,
here in
yes,
the
it's
UK,
Ghanaian.
or you get them straight from Ghana?
No, I get it online.
Okay.
There are shops like Etsy. Etsy is a really good shop. It was my university propeller that introduced me to Etsy. I also have my own shop on Etsy. I get it from Etsy and eBay because those are the easiest places for me to get Ankara fabrics. That there are also a lot of African, how do you put it, entrepreneurs that
Okay.
sell their materials and everything. So it's easier to find, especially Etsy. It's very easy to find what you're looking for on Etsy.
Okay.
So everything is there, and it's
Okay.
very affordable.
Okay, good. That's good. I've seen. I see that you've used a lot of you're using a lot of African fabrics. Kente to Ankara. To all that to do your old fashioned thing. And
Yeah,
comparing the way we Africans have sort of like pushed Afrobeat. Trying to send
yeah.
Afrobeat to the world. What will be your take on you know fashion designers like having your own fashion brand? How would you
Mhm.
want to push, African style and African brands, African materials to the rest of the world?
Well, when I started my collections and I wanted to have my own clothing line, what I wanted to do was make Ankara into a more foreign brand as well. Like make it into foreign collections. Like, yes, we have our traditional attires, our bubas and the wrappers and stuff like that, and the ashibis. But I think I wanted to do more with my collection. I wanted to actually have it like Vogue kind of Ankara,
Uh-huh.
bring Ankara into that Western culture, because in our country we imitate a lot of Western behavior,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel like it's also part of what has put me into that lane of the art as well, because we are also more like Westerners in Nigeria, but we have our own culture. Yes, we have our own tribes and everything, but when it comes to our art, when it comes to our behavior, we
Mm-hmm.
try to imitate more of the Western world. And some parts of the Western world also love our culture, they love our art. They can't have enough of Africa, so this is another way for them to be able to also really, it's like a diversity,
Mm-hmm.
having both worlds in one,
Mm-hmm.
that type of thing.
Okay, cool, cool, cool. Going through your page, I think about 2 years ago, there's this famous jacket that I think I saw Mr. Jollof, one of the Nigerian influencers wearing, and then a couple of other models are wearing on your page as well. What
Mm-hmm.
influenced that jacket? Because I really like the whole pattern, the whole style,
Mm-hmm.
what inspired that jacket? Because having Mr. Jollof wear that jacket, I'm sure it was like it was like a killer for you, right?
Yes. I was so happy. Honestly, it was just I love him. I love his page. I always, whenever I go to his page, I'm always laughing. He's very entertaining, and he's very inspiring. Like whatever he puts his mind to, he actually does it, and he does it really well. So it kind of gives you that whole like you can do it too kind of situation.
Yes.
So when I made the jacket and the outfit, and I just messaged him on Instagram, and I was like, sir, please, I would like you to wear my jacket and everything. He was like, and then I sent him a picture. He was like, wow, this is really nice. I was like, please send me your size. Or send me one. He's like, okay, that's fine. I was filled with joy, honestly.
That's nice, man. That's nice.
I was filled with joy. It's like it was the most happiest thing. Even Osh Baby too wore it.
Okay.
Osh Baby wore it. He loved it. And he told me Mr. Easy actually liked it. I was like, oh my God. Like when he went for One Africa, I was so proud of myself. What inspired that collection was that when I went to Nigeria for holiday, so I noticed that there's this, because here, everybody here wears either you're wearing hoodie, because before then I had done this hoodie collection. So you're either wearing a hoodie or you're wearing like a bumper jacket. Here, the most wears here are active wears, So when I went back home for the holiday, I was trying to look for how I could make Ankara into an active wear. How was it going to look? So I first started with trying to create myself an active wear to come back to uni, and just gauge like, I have my own Ankara active wear. Then I also started seeing that it was becoming something like a trend in Nigeria. Like people were actually, different kind of jackets were like popping up. I was like, this thing can actually be a thing. So I went back to my drawing book and I decided to design. And then I noticed that, wait, no one actually has a complete. There's no joggers that is in Ankara that comes with a matching jacket. So that was when I just went for it. I just designed sleepless nights, came back to the UK. I was still on that project. Honestly, my lecturers were like, they were worried for me at first, like, Grace, are you okay? You don't seem as active in class. And I'm like, no, I'm fine. Because when I leave school, I know I'm running back home to be calling back home to be like, okay, so this is how is the jacket going? I was teaching sailors every details of what I wanted from that jacket. It was a good experience, honestly. I loved it. I was just inspired by the activewear. Like I just wanted to create an activewear in Ankara that I could wear, because like here in the UK, everybody is wearing activewear. It's mostly activewear that is the fashion here.
Okay, so do you still have that collection, or that's the season is gone?
No, I still have series of my own in my closet, obviously, but I will bring it back at the right time. I will have to, those type of things how you put it, you redesign and then you bring out. You can't just bring it back out, except if you want one, then I can see what I can do.
Okay, so if someone wants one now, how much would that set you back?
Oh, it's going to, obviously it would be higher because now it's based on customizing for you. You have to make it's mostly because it's not in the market. Mm-hmm. So it would be like £100 for a jacket if someone was to buy it off me now.
Wow. That's
yeah.
that's pretty much on the high side. But I think it's worth it because the jacket is really nice.
Thank you.
It's really, really nice. So Grace, you've built your brand now, up to this stage now, and I know you've done well. You put in a lot of hard work there as well, If you were to go back in time, what would you do differently?
Well, sorry, I have a little bit of flu. It just comes through. If I was to go back in time, what I would have done is, when I had this collection, the one you just talked about, mm-hmm. I would have not been very trusting because the collection, as much as it went the way I wanted it to go when I was in control, I started trusting too much, So what I would have done was I would have gone home after my semester. I should have gone home to actually be there and made sure that the demands that I got, like there was so much heights to reach with that collection. Like half of the whole Nigeria wanted it, and I didn't get to meet my goal. Do you get, because of the differences between I and my aunt at the time that was in the factory. So what I would have done differently if I go back in time is I would have gone home to set things straight and made sure that, I didn't let myself down or my company down, which is my Odofe Designs, because the internet people don't forget. They'll be like, this girl that we were ordering this, she did not answer us. They don't know your struggle.
Yeah. So invariably, what you're saying is that you would have put things in place, to actually produce them while there were demands, to get the jackets out there as well.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. That's good. So, we are in the era of social media. Everybody's, the kids, older people, everybody using social media.
Mm-hmm.
What's your take on social media? Is it good for brand promotion? Is it good for your brand? A lot of people say social media is bad, which I totally understand. I get that, but what's your take on social media as a whole?
Well, I feel like social media I think it has its ups and downs. Basically, it does. It has its ups and downs, and it depends on what you're there for. That's when it can be good for you or bad for you. If you're there for business, for promoting, to get your financial breakthroughs, I think social media is very good. It gives you a wider platform, to be able to get other people's, interest into what you're doing, and you can open your markets and get buyers, because not everybody around you might like what you're doing, but people from other places, other countries might be interested, and that might just be your thing. So it's gonna work for you. But then social media, I think it's only bad when you go there with your personal situations, because everybody's going through their own thing. When you open your life to people and let them have opinions in your life, then I think it starts to ruin things. It starts to ruin things for you, because not everybody might agree with your lifestyle, and some people might agree with your lifestyle. So it's a make or break situation. But I think social media is just basically what you're there for. It's just gonna work for you with what you want to be on social media. That's what I'm gonna say.
Yeah, and for me as well, social media is you put in good, you get good. You put in bad, you get bad. So it's whatever you put in,
Exactly.
you get. So that's
Exactly.
that's my own take on social media. Now, if someone comes to you and say, Grace, I love what you do. I like your designs. You've done really well for yourself. How do you, what would you say to me? Advice to me if I want to do same thing you're doing as well. Like if I want to go into fashion as well, what would be your advice to me? What would that answer be?
Well, if I want to give a person that wants to go into fashion some advice, I would say the first thing is be confident in yourself. You have to own what you're selling. Otherwise, people are not gonna buy it if you don't like what you're making. Because that's one thing, like my mentor taught me in university, my lecturers. Like before, I used to make really nice stuff, but I used to just feel like, it's the project. It's not like, I don't know if I like it. If I don't, I'm just trying to do the project. And she was like, Amanda was like, Grace, you have to like what you're making. Otherwise, nobody's gonna like it if you don't like it. You have to be confident, isn't it?
Yeah,
so I think anyone that's gonna be into the fashion industry, first things first, you have to have your confidence and you have to love what you're doing. You just have to. That's the only way. It's the energy that's gonna draw people to you and to what you're marketing and to what you're selling.
Okay, absolutely right. Going back to social media, have you ever had any negative reviews on your page?
Well, to be fair, I haven't. I haven't had any negative reviews, but I've had people unfollow me because there are sometimes that I can be not consistent. Like when I get into something and it's becoming bigger than what I expected, I have to go off for a while and properly, arrange myself and put things in order. And sometimes there are followers that are not patient enough.
The thing is, you already created this wonderful brand, and you also have
Yeah.
a platform to go with it. And your community, like I say, people that follow you, they want value from you as well. So they want to
Yeah.
wake up in the morning and say, oh, what's Grace posting? What's Grace thinking? What's
Yes.
Grace writing? So they want
And it's
that.
very understandable. It's very understandable. Honestly, I understand. But it's just that sometimes when you have to be away, you have to be away, because when you don't sit back and get calculative, because it's also a business, it's not a show. You get, like, fashion is different from the entertainment industry. You get what I mean? You have to be very calculative as well. So if you don't sit back and you don't put 1+1 and arrange yourself, and then when you come out, people can also see and understand where you're going, then what are you doing? But some people, the ride or dies will be there with you. They will be there. They understand what it is. Your fans will be there to see, okay, she's gone for a while, let's see what she wants to come up with, because they don't just expect that you're just off. Then there are some that are just not patient enough. They just don't see you post in the next 2-3 days, they're out. They're not about to waste their time waiting for you. They're on to the next person who can actually give them that everyday post and everyday activity, which is one thing that I kind of struggle with, because, like, being the person that has to do the brand, the sewing and everything, that is controlling most of everything that's happening within your business and making sure everything stays. I have to stay off sometimes. I have to, like my mask situation now. Like, I'm creating so many masks.
Yeah.
I'm producing to a shop. And for this first one, I've had to do I've had to do it in ropes, because what I did was I asked one of my friends as well, she's working. So I'm like, I wanted to do elastics and I wanted to do ropes. As she said, a lot of people at her workplace, they are complaining that the elastics is giving them marks.
Mm-hmm.
When you wear elastic for a while, it's going to give you a mark behind your ear. And then what's happened is also after a while, it gets loose. So I said, okay, ropes are the easiest. You can just adjust it to how you want it, and you could sell. You can also reuse it. You can wash it, and you can wear again. So I went ahead to release it, and guess what? Everybody now is like, Ankara Max on social media has elastic. They want the ones with elastic. You can't please everyone, even when it's for their own good.
Oh, God.
So now I've had to come back to my drawing board and now decide, okay, I'm going to have to release both elastic and ropes. So for now, I'm still waiting on the orders, because, like, I have to place in orders for elastic, get them, and then complete the mask. So at this point, I haven't, like, put anything on social media, because why? These are things that I'm putting together. Do you understand? So that I can come out fully, so people can understand that, okay, they are varieties, and you can place in your order. It's not just that I'm just selling just ropes. Do you understand? And then if you just be like, they will just be judging you. Have you seen hers? Some of them get like that.
That's good. That's good. Fantastic. But with this whole thing going on right now with COVID-19, how do you conduct your business these days?
Well, with the COVID-19, I do my business at home. To be fair, I have my workshop. I have my workshop at home, and what I do is, when I also come back from work, because lately I haven't actually been working at the care homes. I've not had a lot of shifts. Work has been really, really slow, honestly. But what I used to do then is, when I come back from work, the first thing I do is put my stuff straight into the washing machine. Wash with Dettol. Like, every time I come back from work, I don't take off and put anywhere in my house. Straight into the washing machine, wash off with Dettol. And then I can have my shower, and then I can start touching stuff in my house. because I have to keep myself,
Yeah.
protected as well. So for now, I haven't been going to work. So I've just been working on my Max collection and seeing how far that can take me before I go to my normal work, because I know work is coming. I'm just taking the time of that. I'm not getting jobs right now to, do my
Okay.
collection.
Okay. I guess you've been enjoying your journey, the process so far.
Yes.
Where do you see your Dofe designs? Let's say in the next, we don't want to be too optimistic. Like, between 2 years and 5 years, where do you see yourself going?
Well, in 2 to 5 years, I feel I should already find my base. Like I should already be, past a level of my foundation. I should already be out there. You get, my own will now be in 2 to 5 years. I feel like Udofe will be something that people will start to recognize and start to understand that yes, there's this African fashion designer, that's this girl that does Udofe design. Like I will be on the map basically
Yeah,
in the industry
yeah,
in two to
you'll be a
five
brand,
years.
you'll be a brand to reckon with. Yeah.
Yes, in 2 to 5 years I will be.
Okay. Okay. So for the listening community and people that would listen to this interview or watch it wherever it goes,
Yeah.
in a sentence, what do you do differently, that you think will pull me to buy
Mm.
into your design, into your brand?
Let me just say, I feel Udofe design is quite, what's gonna pull the crowd is that it's quite stylish, you know. It stands for itself, it's good work, it's good quality. I make sure that I bring out my best in what I'm doing. Like whatever you're spending, it's gonna be a best buy for you. And yeah, you're gonna look great in it, and it's just character, and it's art and it's personality, you know, in one. So I feel like anyone that's gonna buy Udofe, they're just gonna love it, and when they wear it, other people are gonna love it on them as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Nice, 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 nice. So what's in your new collection now? What are you working on now? I know you're doing some t-shirts with some
Yes,
with some African prints on them.
yes,
Is
yes,
that
yes,
is
yes,
that was
yes.
is that what's
That's
cooking right
coming.
now?
Yes, so that's coming. I'm hoping like by next month. I think in a month and a half, that collection should be out. Because like right now, I want to do the mask. So once this mask is already taken into, this month is almost over. So this mask should be from now till next month, and up a month I should be releasing my t-shirt collection. It's so much work. I swear to God, I love it. I
Yeah,
just don't want to bring everything out at once, because
yeah,
people are going to be confused. What do they buy? What are they going to? What do they buy? What should they not buy?
yeah. I've seen few samples on your page. I must say they're really good. They're really good, and
Yes,
I'm
yes,
I'm also I'm also waiting to get mine as well. So.
yes.
uh,
I believe you. I know the first time I told you, you were like, please, when it comes out, I want my own.
Yeah, definitely, definitely, absolutely. So when you're not working, designing, what do you do for fun?
Me, I do a lot of things though. To be fair, I like to go out. Me and my best friend, we watch movies. That's before this corona situation. So I
Okay.
watch movies. I like to take trips, go to Manchester, sightsee, drink wine, and watch favorite movies. Sometimes I can just watch a very sorrowful movie and just cry and drink wine for myself, and it's fun. And that is my me time.
That's
you
good,
know,
good,
I do
good.
a lot of dancing, but I don't record it and post it because I don't want to. I don't know if people are gonna laugh at me if I can dance or if I
You,
can't
you
dance.
never know.
So I just do a lot of dancing off camera.
You never know. Just put it out there. You never know.
Oh my god. Well, maybe sometime, maybe some other time, but as I'm not too secure about my dancing.
Okay then. Okay, okay. So what would be your last take for people, listening, watching that want to go into business, but they're thinking, oh my God, is going to a business really good for me? The difficulties, and how am I going to cope with the whole challenges? What will be your last word to them?
Well, my intake to everyone that's trying to have a business right now and is looking into something or waiting for something, I'll just let you know from my experience is that you don't have to wait to have a lot of money to start a business. You can start from whatever you have. As far as you keep putting it out there, keep growing it, and there's no such thing as you have to quit whatever you're doing to follow your passion. If you don't even have money for it, get a job, get some capital, build yourself. You can do it. Have confidence, believe in it, and I promise you, it's even in the Bible. God says, work hard and he would bless it. You would be fruitful.
Yeah, absolutely, Grace. That's nice. So for
it's the truth now.
yeah, you're right. Absolutely. So for those listening, and they want to get in touch with you, and they want to follow you, they want to see what you're doing, what you're up to, what would be the best platform, for them to follow you?
On my @MissIBKF page. That's my personal page. I'm more on there than my actual business page because there I can post anything. You can get to see me on both my fashion and in my story, just doing my thing sometimes, So that's where I mostly announce almost everything I'm also doing, because I don't, my business page, I do post my work there, but it's on a minimum. I post my collection and mostly my work. But on my personal page, you get to see like my own personal designs that I wear and I post, even if it's not coming out, but if you're interested in it, I can as well make it for you. So that's the place that you see what I'm up to, what I'm doing, and to keep up with me. That would be the best page for you all to follow. And, hope I'm fun for you guys too.
Yeah, nice, Grace. It's been nice having you, and you've really done well for yourself. Looking back at your page, you've created some lovely designs, nice things going for you, and for the future, wish you all the best. I know you're gonna do great. Can't wait for the t-shirts to come out. I want to grab mine as well.
Me too. I'm excited. I'm excited as well.
I want to grab mine as well. And your jacket is nice as well. You have a very good collection. And I know you're gonna go places. And
thank you.
All the best. Great for the time. And for those of you that want to follow us, is AskDproS Business. On Instagram. Any questions, you can hit me up. If you have any questions for Grace as well, you can hit me up or hit her up directly anyway. So, Grace, hopefully, would form a partnership. You never know. You never know where this is going.
Never know.
I'm wearing Odefe design on my show, and I just give you a shout. You never know.
That would be great. That would be totally great. Honestly, it would be much appreciated.
Yeah, Grace, it's been wonderful having you, man. I must say, man, nice one, good one. Yeah,
Thank you.
Yeah, good.